Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? It is a Monday, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Altenew live stream. And we are live on both Facebook and YouTube on Altenew. And this is Amy's Inspiration Station. And I'm Amy. And I'm so excited to be here with you today. And we have Tina. Hello, Tina. And another Tina from British Columbia. I'm so excited that you are here. And good morning, or just as you hit afternoon. Hi, Sue. Hi, Jane. I'm so glad you guys are here today. And hey, Tracy, I'd love to know where you are. Is spring sprung? Because I was pulling a lot of inspiration today from my environment, and it's blooming. Everything is in bloom. It's gorgeous. I drive down the road and there's all kinds of pinks and purples and greens and yellows. And I'm just so excited that spring is here. And I just wanted to kind of share. I'm even wearing a little flowered shirt, and I wanted to share that emotion in my card today. So tell me, has spring sprung where you are? Is it flowering? Is it gorgeous? And Sue, I know it's gorgeous. Tracy, 97 is too hot. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, Cece. Spring is definitely sprung where you are, or it will be soon. And hi, Nancy. And I'm so excited you guys are here. And Liz, oh, hi, Karen. I'm so excited you guys are here today and pushing into summer, Kim, in Arkansas. I believe it, because you guys are a little bit south of me, and spring came and went. Well, you know what? Summer is here too. I have to say I was also inspired. I don't know if you guys play along with the Altenew Inspiration Challenge, but this month the colors are just really, really bright and vibrant. And there's this beautiful pink. I think Natalie is hosting it this month. And there is this gorgeous pink and lime and this really bright purple. And Anne is here. I'm so excited. And hey, Tina. And below Celsius at night. Well, yep, it's coming though. We had summer for a day. Yep, now it's a little hot. Well, that's what I wanted to do today. So I wanted to play around with a set called Build a Garden Blooming Delight. It's this really beautiful flower set that has one big huge bloom and these two smaller flowers, and it's really big. So I thought I could cut that up and turn it into a couple of cards. And I wanted to pair it with a cover die called the Scallops cover die. And the Scallops cover die is neat because it's one of those ones where we could do a little bit of jigsawing. So I'm going to die cut it, or I've already die cut it out of a couple of different backgrounds. And we're going to talk about what can we do with this and how can we put these pieces together when we have a lot. So this one's really here if you'd like to make a lot of cards at one time. And we're going to make some bright cards. And then I'm going to try to tone the colors down if I have some time. And we're going to make a little bit a card that isn't quite so bright. So I want to kind of play a little bit with colors today. So I'm so excited, and Elle is here behind the badge. So Elle, I'm so excited that you are here today. We are, if you guys share this live while we're live, you'll be entered to win a $15 gift card from Altenew, and Elle will be sharing who that winner is at the end of our program. But we are talking spring, and we are talking bright super colors. And I'm going to go ahead and get started because I am so excited. So again, tell me about your spring. Do you have like a favorite flower that's come, or you're waiting? I saw lilacs were mentioned. And is there anything that you're like waiting? My redbud just came out, which I'm so excited about. If you've never seen a redbud tree, they're so beautiful. Hi, Miss Tamp. I'm so excited. And thank you so much for sharing this. And Liz, thank you for sharing this. And you too could be like Miss Tamp and Liz, where you can be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. So I, of course, had to pull some really bright colors. And the colors that I pulled are from the Amy Tangerine collection. This is such a cool collection. I'd love to know if you have it, because these colors, like, they're just really intense and really bright, especially this tickled pink. And this isn't even all the colors. This is just about half of them. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 other ones that I'm not even pulling here. So we got quite a bit. And oh, you're waiting for your peonies, Marie. Mine are not up either. And those are my favorite. And Sue, Lily of the Valley, those are gorgeous. Yes. And Tracy, these colors, especially where you are, Tracy, I can imagine, because you are surrounded by bright colors where you are. So I'm going to start with a little bit of stenciling. And so I'm going to stencil this flower. And this is a really large flower. So just to let you guys see, so I've already cut this out because I'm going to stamp it. And this is just a regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And you can see that this flower, it doesn't fit. It's bigger. And so that's what I did, is I pulled this. So this is a longer sheet. And so I pulled that up there. And hi, Jennifer. Thank you for sharing. And hi, Sue. And Anne is coming from Indiana, from Green, Indiana. I love that. It's got to be beautiful where you are too right now, Anne. So we are talking about spring. I was just so inspired by all the amazing colors that are around. And so that's what we're talking about today. So I have my colors, and I'm only going to use these colors. I'm not going to pull in any other colors. We're going to do some little bit of kind of some light ink blending and some dark ink blending to get this variation of colors. And then this is the cover die we're using, the scallop cover die. And yes, I do say scallop because I am from the Northeast, not scallop, but it's scallop color cover die. And this is cool. So we're going to do a little bit of piecemealing in here. And the reason why I grabbed this is because it looks like little rainbows to me. And so I'm going to try and create little different rainbows, and we're going to break this up a little bit. All right, so we're going to do that second. So because as per usual, I always have too many things going on at one time, and I have so many fabulous ideas, and I want to provide so much inspiration to you. And I only have an hour to do it. I honestly could have a 3-hour show and still not get through everything. I'm going to start by just trying to do one thing at a time here. So I'm going to grab my negative space. So this is the negative space of the Build-A-Garden Blooming Delight. And I'm just putting this into my stamp wheel and just getting it nice and put right on in there. Okay. And I'm going to stamp this. And I had an idea. In fact, I thought we could do a little choose your own adventure here. And I could stamp this with black ink, or I thought I could stamp this with some antique gold embossing powder. So let me know what you think. Should I do this in black ink, or should I do this in antique gold embossing powder? Oh my gosh, Liz, look at all those. I know. Paper or natural. I agree. Look at all those colorful blooms. Amazing. Joanne Perry, who shared this to Facebook. Thank you so much, Joanne, for doing that. And you too can be like Joanne. And you could be entered to win a gift card. And we have Elle behind the badge, and she's going to be announcing our winner after the show. And you could pick up either of these things. So if you don't have the scallop cover die, this is a great die. Again, it's very versatile. You could do a lot with it, or you can pick up this Build-A-Garden Blooming Delight. This is a really nice little set because it comes with the stamp, and then it also comes with a stencil. And you, as an add-on, you can get the die set, and the die set has words in it. So I'll show that die set to you guys. It has these words. So it has the shadow and also the words. So we have love, sending, and hello. And it has the shadow layers as well. So I thought that was really cool. So this is an add-on die set for that. Antique gold. Oh, Deborah, I'm so glad you're here too. Hi, Shiomara. All right. So we got an antique gold. I got 3 antique golds, and I got 4 antique golds, and we have 1 black. All right. Antique gold, we're going. Okay. So I'm going to put this to the side, and I am going to go ahead and put this in. And I'm doing it this way so I can make sure that this lines up well. Sometimes if my mat is really super sticky, which it kind of is right now, sometimes it's hard for me to pick up the stamp. But I'm going to try my best here because it likes to stick. That's why I put my paper right in the corner. Oh, it's going to do it. It's going to do it. Because stamps like to stick on themselves. Here we go. All right. I'm going to double check. That should work. Double checking. Yep, that looks okay to me. All right, we're going for it. All right, so we're going to use some antique gold. So I'm going to grab my embossing bag and my paper. So I've already die cut this just in the interest of time because I always have a lot of things going on. Sorry, Sue, I know. But it would look good in black. I agree. It would look gorgeous in black. But I'm going to do a little antique gold. And that's just to kind of keep it light and bright. If I do it with the antique gold, then we'll keep it nice and bright. All right, so I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to stamp this in embossing powder. And of course, you guys are not going to be able to see this. So talk amongst yourselves for a little bit. And this one, it is such a large stamp. So I'm going to take a moment and just condition this. So I'm going to grab my conditioning eraser. And Altenew got some new conditioning erasers. I haven't grabbed those yet. So I'm still using my conditioning erasers that I have. And in fact, you can tell they kind of break. So I'm holding on to these as much as I kind of can. Right, Tina? It's such a beautiful set. I love this. And we're talking spring today. So I want to know if you have, Liz put a nice list of flowers that she's waiting for. I'm so excited too. And don't forget to share this live. We just started, so don't forget to share this live while we're live, and you'll be entered to win a gift card. And we have Elle behind the badge today, who's putting in some wonderful links if you're interested in any of the products that we're using today. And by the way, Elle, why don't we tell them about, if you're looking for some more inspiration, there is a fabulous watercoloring class that's coming up very soon with the Mint Gardener. And right now there is an early bird discount. That class is, let's see if I can find it. I always keep forgetting about it. Watercolor class. I'm gonna miss it. It's with the Mint Gardener, and Elle might be able to find it before I can. Oh, thank you so much. This set, Laura. That's a good question. I want to say, you know what? I'm going to get my ruler out because that is a fabulous. Yes, thank you so much, Elle. You are amazing. Thank goodness she's here. I'm going to get my ruler out because that is a fabulous question, Laura Ann. How big is this sucker? So this guy is 6 inches. Let's look at the widest point. I'd say by 4, 6 by 4. All right. And absolutely fabulous set. Like I said, it comes with the stencil, and there is also a coordinating die that comes with this too. All right, so I'm going to grab my embossing ink. And I know you won't be able to see this, but bear with me for a moment. And the colors I'm going to use today are from the Amy Tangerine collection, and we're thinking pink. So the colors I'm kind of like really focusing on are like a nice bright yellow and this tickled pink. And then this beautiful bright limey green. So we got these great colors, and that's going to be my colors today. And, you know, depending on how I happen to use them with my mini ink blending brushes, I can get soft colors from these, even though these are so bright. It's really just how you happen to use them. And how big is the new wheel? The new wheel that's coming out is 9 by 9. This one is 7. That's a good question. I forgot already. This is like, in the inside is 7.5 by 7.5. So the new stamp wheel that's coming out, which they're hoping, I just heard Tasneem was talking about that release. They're hoping for maybe like early fall, is going to have an inside dimension of 9 by 9. So that's going to be awesome. So I'm so excited, Laura Ann. I don't know, Laura Ann, if you already have the current stamp wheel. I have to say, I can't live without this thing. It's amazing. All right, I'm just making sure. I always happens that those little guys have a hard time getting down. Okay, I'm going to do this one more time again, just to make sure it's really, really down. And I'm going to grab my micro tweezers, and that's how I am not going to burn myself when I use this. So I'm going to have my micro tweezers at the ready. Okay. All right, I have to stand up because this is one. Yes, I know. Oh, check it out, Laura Ann. If you look at that Mint Gardener early bird discount, there's like a deluxe. There's actually 2 price points, and if you get like the deluxe version of it, then that actually comes with a stamp wheel. And right now they're doing an early bird discount, so that would be actually a pretty good price on all of that. I know. I'm excited too, Liz. The Mint Gardener is great. I love watercoloring. It's such a beautiful thing. I really enjoy it. And I'm actually thinking about taking that class too. So, of course, I'm a terrible student. I shouldn't tell you guys that, but I really am a terrible student. Okay. All right. I'm going for it. It's going to be okay. Tell me it's going to be okay, guys. All right. I got my little guys here. And I'm just going to grab this right out of here. My stamp wheel is nice and clean, which is why it is like so ridiculously super sticky right now. Oh my gosh, Jane, yes. You just got yours on Saturday. It's so pretty. Yes, there's so many great tutorials out there. I know JC has a great one. I have a good one. And so you can kind of check out and see what's going on, how to use it, and just play with it, right? It's a new tool. Anytime you get a new tool, you just got to kind of play with it and see how it works for you and see how it works. And I appreciate that, Deborah. This is a big stamp. I'm doing okay, though. I'm doing okay. Oh, look at that. I did all right. Yes. I was nervous. And you know what? I'm going to be okay if this is not perfect. I knew I was having trouble with that. This is a big stamp. Woo. All right. I think we did all right. Okay. I'm going to set this guy aside for just a moment. Pick up my antique gold. Go ahead and get them right back in the container. All of that wonderful goodness. And then we're going to heat set this. All right. So while I'm heat setting this, it was on sale for $65 last week. Laura Ann, that's a great price point. Jeepers, I should have grabbed another one. But yeah, check out that Mint Gardener, the class that Elle had put in already into the chat. And like I said, there's the early bird discount that's going on right now. And if you get the deluxe one, then that comes with a stamp wheel. So that's really worth the price of admission right there. And then you get the class and the supplies. There's all the watercolor tubes. If you've been looking at the watercolor tubes and you're like, I don't know how to do that. This will be a great foray into that. You can kind of check out that class. Oh, thanks, Anne. I'm doing bad. Oh, Liz, I'm a terrible, terrible student. I think it's when you're a teacher, you're just a terrible student. What did I clean it with? So, Teresa, I use, it's like a big, huge stamp. That's really what that mat is. It's just a big, huge stamp. And so you can use stamp cleaner on it. You can use water, depending on what it is. Sometimes I'll remove mine and I'll give it a good bath with some soap and water. But the Altenew stamp cleaner is amazing. So I think I cleaned it with Altenew stamp cleaner, and that's why it is so clean right now. All right. I think I'm good. Like I said, this guy's a big guy. It's a big mama. Still amazing to me, this embossing powder. And then you get that fine line where you burn it. The crisp Altenew's embossing powders are really a game changer for me. I find they heat up really quickly and they're really crisp, but they're able to keep a lot of detail. Yes, not alcohol. Oh yeah, and love that stamp. Yes, so pretty, right? So pretty. Okay, so now we got this big guy. So I'm actually going to pull in. There's a separate mat, and this is what's known as the sticky mat grid. And this is not the ultra sticky mat grid. So the mat that I have inside of my stamp wheel right now is called the ultra sticky mat. This one is not. And I like this one a lot because it's not super sticky. It's sticky enough. Do you know what I'm saying? It's sticky enough, but so it can kind of hold everything down and keep everything in place. But I'm not going to be tearing my paper when I come up with it. Hey, Dawn, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for sharing this. I appreciate that. And Kim, I love this stamp too. It is so pretty. All right. And the Altenew stamp cleaner, this is it. This stuff is amazing. I don't know what's in there, some sort of proprietary blend, but it's non-toxic and it is the best cleaner I've seen. It really, really does an amazing job. Okay. So now we're going to grab some stencils and we're going to start stenciling this really fast. And we are almost at time, which is good. And then we're going to do some piecing. So like I said today, we're playing around with this, which is the Build a Garden Blooming Delight. And I am thinking spring. So you can see all these really, really amazing bright colors that I have. So awesome. Absolutely love it. All right, so I'm pulling this out because you're like, Amy, there's no stamp in there. Because in here are my guide. I always kind of use the guide in order to help me figure out what the heck I need to do when. And this is a relatively, like, I love the layers on this. And just to give you an idea, what inspired me today, besides looking at Natalie's inspiration for this month and all the amazing colors that she used, was I played around with this set. So this is a card that I have, and I just really love this flower. And I feel like even with the stenciling, you can get a lot of details. And this is a 1-layer card, but I have it kind of coming up off of this. So I know, Ian, I really do too. It's always like a fine line between it. So just to give you an idea of where we're going, we're kind of heading over in that direction. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna start. I'm actually going to flip this way just because it's matching my stamp. So I'm kind of looking at my stamp packaging here. And no, I'm just going to put this right on here. So I think I want to make my big bloom here. I want to do this one in pink. And I'm going to do, there's 2 smaller blooms up here, and I'm going to do those in purple. So it's a little bit off of what I had over there. And there we go. There was this little section over there. And I'm just kind of scooching this right into place here. And you can see that this doesn't line up. And that, so I'm not going to be doing anything with that. I'm just going to be focusing on this flower. And I need some, I just need some little bit of stuff to kind of knock that off. All right, so I'm going to grab my pink/red mini blending tool, and I'm going to knock a lot of this off because I'm going to stay, I want to stay relatively lightish on this layer. And this tickled pink is like, it's an in-your-face pink, but it's so nice and bright, and you can really see that. Me too, Carrie. I love the I love the florals Altenew creates. They really are gorgeous. And I want to point out that I am not dipping this back into my tickled pink. I'm just pulling color off of the middle and just moving it around my flower. It's whatever's left on my brush. This is such an intense color. It's such an intense color. I absolutely adore it. I'm a little afraid of it, I got to tell you. Honestly, just to be a little honest, like a lot of this off. I'm just trying to get a little bit of intensity around these edges. But yeah, this is this tickled pink is an in-your-face pink. This is definitely an in-your-face pink. And when I pick this up, you guys will be like, whoa, it's like, I barely used any of this. It's awesome. Right. I agree with you, Elle. It's like, it's in your face. Okay. So even that you can see, just wanted a nice light layer. It's still vibrant. It is so vibrant. No, it's not rose. So this is an alternate. So I got a second mat. And the reason why I bought the second mat is because I do a lot of stenciling. And I love to use the, this is not the ultra sticky mat, which is the one that's inside of the stamp wheel. This is the low tack one. And I like to use the low tack one for when I am doing my stenciling, because that way I'm not like ripping any paper or any little tiny pieces, but everything is still going to stay in place. I do have to clean it. Like I do clean it like after every single time because it will lose its stick a little bit faster. But the stick, it's as soon as you clean it, it's just like a stamp. As soon as you clean it, the stick comes right back. So yeah, this is, oh, I love that, right, Liz? It is such a happy color. Such a happy color. All right, so this is my same stencil number 1, and I'm just pushing this right up here. And now I'm going to switch over to Be Grateful. And again, the same thing, Be Grateful, it's a bright purple. And we're just going to keep it a little bit on the lighter side by just knocking off a lot of that ink. And I am off here. Here we go. There's always that moment when you're like, oh, it's gonna work on there. And by the way, thank you guys for asking questions. I love questions. It really helps me to kind of focus in everything that we're doing. So if you have questions, ask them about the tools, colors. Let me know what questions you have. All right, so I'm going to come in again. And again, I'm coming in a little bit lightish. And you can see how beautiful this Be Grateful is. Oh, nice. Knocking a lot off. And then I'm coming in. And this is my base layer. You can kind of see over here, you can see that we're going to knock those layers up. I think there's 3 layers in these. And I'm going to do both of these flowers the same. So they're both going to be great. Be Grateful. There is another mat coming out, which I don't own, that is on my wish list. And that is the 9x12 mat. So I'm excited for that one, but it has not hit my home yet. Because like I said, it's nice to have what you guys can't see. So what's cool is these will also stay, like everything sticks to it. It's kind of cool. And so that way I can do a one-handed, I don't have to like put all of this up. I can do this all one-handed, which is really, really cool that you're able to do that. And that's because this is stuck. Like I have to literally kind of push it down and move it up. For some reason, this is not seated right on there. Okay, so I'm just kind of pushing this Be Grateful. All right, so that's my step 1 on this. So that's our first kind of, oh yes, Brenda, there's a little trick. Let me show you what that trick is. In fact, I might have a round ink I haven't. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. I have one I haven't labeled yet because I just got these and I haven't got the labels. I like to do it. You can make a decision whether you want to put the label on the top of the lid or the bottom. I'm a bottom lid person. Don't ask why, but I think it's because this already has the color. And so I want to make sure it kind of lines up with exactly that one. And I know it says it on the bottom, but I do that. So what I do is I look for the notch. Can you see that notch? See that notch? So that notch, Brenda, I just take my piece, I just put one end on there, put my finger on it, and then I just twirl it all the way around and it will fit notch to notch. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So there's my notch. Show you again. There's my notch. You can see it. And so this is the end of this. And these will, like if you like, oh no, I screwed up. They will, they'll lift up. So they're not like totally, stuck unless you have them there for a while. Yes, I think so too, Carrie. I need all the mats, right? I need kind of all the mats. That's what's going on. All right. So my next one that we're going to move to is stencil number 2. That's 4. And here's 3 and here's 2. All right, so 2 is my next layer. And normally what I do, which I haven't done on these yet, is I will take a Sharpie. So normally I take a Sharpie and I just kind of like write a 2 on there. So that way I know it's 2 because otherwise I'm like, trying to figure this out. Okay, so now this one does line up. So both of these are going to line up. And I'm actually going to use the same inks and the same tools. So I'm not switching inks. I'm not switching tools. And I'm going to be using a little bit of a flick technique. And I'll show you guys what that is in just a moment. Okay. So I'm going to go, just because I have it here, I'm going to go ahead and be grateful. I'm still going to knock some off. So now I'm just going to come in and I want these sections to be a little bit darker. So I'm not swirling. I'm just kind of flicking this out from the center. And I am still trying to knock some off. And so you can see that it's starting to give it some striations. And it's really making sure that that middle gets all of that color. And for things like this, I'm just going to go right to the edge. And I want to make this section really dark. This section dark. These little sections up here I want to have pretty dark. Okay, and now we're going to come over here. And I'm just going to flick right up here. And you always can lift these up to see how you're progressing. So I can always take a look so I can start to see that color start to build. So I agree, Miss Tamp. And thank you, Brenda. These colors, that's exactly what I was going for, because spring is here. Spring is sprung, and I really wanted to enjoy that. And if you're on our Facebook, I hope that you're an Altenew fan group. Right now, there's always a monthly inspiration challenge. And currently, Natalie D'Souza, one of our Design Team members, is hosting that challenge. And she is using just some amazing, gorgeous colors. And so I'm really inspired. I took a look. I opened up my email this morning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just was like really inspired by her color choices. And so that's where I came up. I'm like, you know what? I want to emulate those. I want to emulate those. And so that's why I picked this. And so if you don't have tickled pink in your repertoire, it is a little scary. I will admit that, to use. And you can see, I didn't blot that off. I'm a little nervous what the heck that's going to look like over there, but that's okay. Oh my gosh. Is it, Wendy? The large one is extra fabulous. I'm really excited for that mat. It's not, like I said, it's on my wish list. I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's definitely one I want to get because I like it when I have room, and these are a little small for what I'm doing. I also watercolor on this. I even just put the ink, if I'm watercoloring with my ink, with my inks, I'll just watercolor right on there. All right, I'm just coming in with the side of my mini blending tool. These are great, the little mini blending tools, because depending on how you hold it, you can really get some stuff. And you see, I'm just kind of, there we go. All right. I'm a little afraid, guys. I'm a little afraid. So I'm so glad you're here, Deb. I'm so glad you're here too. Yes. Are you ready? Oh my gosh. Talk about in your face. Oh, tickle pink, man. Tickle pink. By the way, I want to point out this stamp cleaner. So I'm just going to put this just so you guys see it. Tickle pink is like one of the hardest colors to get off, and talk about staining. So I'm just going to put this on there, and then, okay. I was like, it was amazing. It kind of is coming off. I'm not doing a super fabulous job because I'm kind of like going fast, but it does come off. By the way, I also have some pink under here from when I've used this before, but it's coming off, I promise. So I just want to point out that that's why this stamp cleaner is ridiculously fabulous, because it's actually lifting up tickle pink, which is notoriously difficult to get off of anything. This is definitely not one, like if you're somebody who wants to make sure your stuff is clean, do not leave tickled pink on your stencils or your stamp mat, because it won't go away, no matter what the heck you use. All right, but I just want to show you, like, it's going away. If I were to work it more, it would be good, but it's still there. Okay, now we're going to grab stencil number 3. So nice and bright, right? Nice and bright. Okay, so here we go. Stencil number 3. Okay, so it looks like we got a couple of different sections here. We got 1, 2, 3 sections. So we're going to start here on this section. And again, I'm going to use the same color on this. And we are going relatively dark this time. Okay, so I think I want to grab, I'm going to stay with this. I'm going to stay with this. I was going to head over to a different brush, but I'm going to stay with this. All right, so I'm going to do that same technique where I'm flicking. And I really want this to be dark. So I'm kind of just barely taking some ink off. Oh, wow. It's like, I hope this is coming through on camera. So, right? Don't be afraid. Carrie, I agree. I think so, Sue. They really do. And I love them though. Like I have to forgive them for staining my mats and my stencils and my brushes, I really have to forgive them, all the pinks and the reds, because I love the colors. Like I can't not have them, you know, like I have to have them. All right, I'm going to come in now with some Be Grateful. So obviously we're not touching this other part up here. So I just got to be really careful. I'm not masking anything off here, but I'm just coming in with a much brighter color. I'm going to try, I had a crazy thought to use some tickled pink on this. I'm going to try it. This might be ugly. Okay, I don't think that did anything. All right, let's take a look. So now we'll pull these up. I'm just going to clean this section. Oh, it's so pretty. It's just so pretty. And I love it with the gold. I do love it with the gold, guys. And I think it just gives it a little bit of lightness to it. It's really, really nice. Yeah, the smell doesn't stink. This is, in fact, I can't smell anything on it, and it's non-toxic. There's no harsh odor, and so it's really easy to use. I wish, I mean, I feel like I need to give it to like a chemist friend and tell him to help me recreate it. But it does sell out, so it's one of those things. It's like spicy yogurt cardstock. Like, when it's in, I grab it. So I always check like every order. I'm like, is it in today? Is it there? And then I kind of like double check it. And it's like, yes, this is it. All right, so I'm using Lemonade Stand. And Lemonade Stand is, again, it's a bright color. So there's a darker section of this. So I'm just going to go kind of light over these two. And it's already yellowy because of the fact that we're using, or I used the antique gold embossing powder. So I'm not going to go super crazy. All right, so now I'm going to do my same technique, and I'm just going to flick in from one side just to get this a little bit darker. All right, just so you can see some variation in there on that one. Okay. Yeah, isn't it a cute one? Oh, man. It does, Liz. It's like neon. I love that. That's exactly what I was thinking of, too. It's because you bought it. It's okay, Nancy. I forgive you. I know you're making amazing things with the spicy yogurt cardstock, so I will forgive you, Nancy. All right, so I'm just taking a moment just to kind of clean off my stencil. Again, only because this is tickled pink. And tickled pink, once you use it, it's there forever. So, all right, now this is our last one. So the last section actually has the leaves. So the leaves have like one layer, and then there's a second layer on top of that. It's a little detail layer. Let's see. Let's turn this to the right side, Amy. And this is just this little background part. And so we're going to do just this section. Then we have this little leaf over here. Don't do that. But just this leaf and these leaves. And we're going to use Let Us Celebrate. So I'm going to do this a little bit on the lighter side. Again, just knocking off some of this ink. And I'm actually just going to flick this on. And this is a nice limey green. If you want to, in fact, I think I'm going to grab some of my lemonade stand, and we can make it a little bit yellower. And I'm just flicking up into this, and that's going to give me variation of a little bit lighter and a little bit darker. And I'm just going to grab whatever the heck is on here. I'm just going to kind of push it into there just to give it a little bit of yellow. And this I want to be just a tad bit darker. There we go. All right, so there's my leaves. Now I'm going to move this up, and I have this leaf down here, and then we'll deal with all of our dimension and adding our dimension to this. Now, my plan was to cut this up because of the fact that this is such a large flower, and somebody had asked me before what size, and we had said that this is about a 6x4. So this is a big flower, And it's really great. This is great for if you make 5x7 cards or you have a scrapbook page. It's nice to have this on here, but I'm going to try to cut this up. So that's what you can do it. And I totally agree. That was Sue? Yeah, that it has this like white highlights already built in. And if you feel like that's too white, we can go in with a little bit of the whatever the heck pink is left on my thing here, and we can use that. All right, so let me get these guys in. Okay. All right, that is not on. There we go. And this is really quick. That's the other thing I really like about this specific stencil, is that it is really quick. All right, I'm just going to take whatever yellow I have, and I'm just going to go ahead and just add a little bit of yellow. So that's the lemonade stand. And now I'm going to come in with the Let Us Celebrate. And Deborah, you just received your order from Altenew. So quick, aren't they? And I have to know, what was the favorite thing that you just ordered that you were like, you couldn't wait? You were like waiting by the mailbox. You're like, oh, this was it. Because, you know, you order like, there's the one thing you really, really super want. And then everything else, you're like, I need to have that. I'm excited. But there's always like the one thing. So what was the one thing that you ordered that you were like excited for? All right. Wide slimline. Yes, Tracy. I think that's a good idea. You could keep this for a slimline. Absolutely. 5x7 or a slimline card would work. And then you could keep the whole thing. But yes, my plan is to cut it. So for those of you who can't bear to watch, look away. I'll give you some warnings when we end up cutting this. And we have about 15 minutes as usual. I take 2. Okay, here we go. All right, just gorgeous. I'm just going to take a moment to just love this thing as it is. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Taking a look. Gorgeousness. Wow, look at that tickled pink. Just take a moment for that tickled pink. Oh, gosh. So again, nice and bright, really, really bright. So we use the Let Us Celebrate. And again, I've only used 3. I used 4 colors because of the middle, but these are the 4 colors that I have. So the lemonade stand, Be Grateful, and the tickled pink. And that's all I used. That's it, which is great. And thank you so much, Elle, for putting that up there and reminding us. Please share this live while we're live. We got about 15 minutes left, and you will be entered to win a gift card from Altenew. All right, so now we got to do something with our amazing flower that we have. So it's a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous flower, and we got to do something with it. We got to do a little background something. So I had some ideas. We're going to do another little choose your adventure here. And I took a moment. So we're going to bring out this little guy. And this is the Scallops cover die. And I'm going to cut with this in a second, but give me a second. So what I did is I grabbed some of the Altenew double-sided adhesive, which this is a piece of. And I have already die cut, only because I just knew I was going to be in this point in the interest of time where this was going to get a little crazy, is I have a white, and I have a gold, and I have a black. And I was going to ask it, like, there's an outline here that you can grab, like the outside of it where all the frame is. And I was going to ask, do you guys think we should do black or gold or white as a frame? And I got to say, I wanted black because I thought the neon would just look amazing on black. So I think I'm going to grab this one. Thanks so much, Nancy. And I agree, Miss Tamp. This is like, it's so easy to put this on. And even if you just did this black on black, you can see how that makes that tickled pink just pop, right? And then, oh, thank you so much, Martha, for don't cut. I think the black, but this is it on gold. And I feel like that doesn't necessarily pop that flower. And then this is it on white, and that's nice too, but I feel like the highlights get a little lost. So I think I'm going to go with you guys that said black. I think I'm going to pop out the black. So this is going to be a little tricky. So I'm going to grab, let's see if I can do this, kids. This is going to be a little crazy pants. Oh God, I should have done this before I was on live. Of course, I'm sitting here like, oh, I can do this. It's not a problem. Yeah, what the heck was I thinking? All right, so what I have here, or what I'm trying to grab, is there is a little frame, and this is what I want. I don't want the pieces inside. I just want the frame. So I'm going to very, very carefully extricate my frame from all of these pieces. And what's really cool is I have all of these little pieces left behind. Now, as a reminder, I put this on the Altenew double-sided adhesive sheet. And so when I pull this up, it's sticky. And all these little pieces that are here, well, they're all sticky too. And so I can take this and I can put it on a black, I'm actually going to put this on a white piece of cardstock, and I'll show you what I'm going to do in a second. And then I have some of these little pieces, and we're going to go ahead and pop all these little pieces in just like a jigsaw. And I may not get to everything today, but I just wanted to show you where the heck I was headed to and where I am going. I'd love to know, this is not a typical thing for me. Like, you have to be pretty darn special if I am going to go through all of the effort to actually do this and jigsaw out all of these pieces. I'd love to know if you are a person who also is like that. Like, is this something that you love to do? Do you love to do die cut inlay? Or are you like, yeah, this is just too much bother for me and I hate it? So I'd love to know that. Purple flowers would look great on gold if I just cut that part. Yeah, you're right. Come on, bunny. So let me know. Very dramatic. I agree, Nancy. I love it with the black. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, oh, this is feeling very 80s for me too, because we got the neon tickled pink and a little bit of this black. And I'm like, oh, this would be really neat. So just kind of putting this up. And you saw that I had like a little container, and that's what I use. I just grab like a little tiny, I have a bunch of these little tiny containers from random locations. And so I just put all the pieces in there. And so if I use it again, I kind of know that I have it and I can grab it. Please go that way. There we go. It's kind of coming out. It's just difficult when you have to extricate all these little pieces. They're always a little tough. This one wants to stay with me. All right. You don't have cover die, Sue? I know. I agree, Carrie. Oh my gosh, I know, right? I always, it's the big one, Tina. Like, I have to remember double-sided adhesive because it just saves you. I know it's an extra step, but it just saves you so much time in the long run, especially for stuff like this, where you just don't even have to worry about it. All right, so I got all these little bits, so I'm just going to pop these back onto my sheet, and they're staying there. They're happy, hopefully. I know some of them are like, I don't want to leave, Mom, the big guy here. But I'm just going to do the rest of them, pop them on out, and get them out. Sorry, guys. End of the line. End of the road. Okay. All right. I really need the end of this. So I know this is getting a little fiddly down here, but we will. Sorry. Sorry, pieces. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. All right, we're getting a little fiddly down at the bottom here because these did not cut out super great. So I'm just going to get the rest of this. Okay, so now we're going to grab my scissors. So I'm going to grab my little Altenew detail scissors, and I'm just going to cut off these little extra bits that don't feel like being extricated from everywhere. So these are going away. Sorry, don't need you. That I do need. And these little guys down here, so sorry, little guys. But we are going bye-bye. It's always somebody. All right. Yeah, Sue, they are good to use. You know, with cover dies, besides this little thing that I'm trying right now, I also will emboss with them. I don't know if you've ever embossed with a cover die. And they give a nice quilted like texture to things sometimes. I kind of like that look, depending on, you know, what I'm going for, but I like that look too. All right, I may just, I'm going to give this about 30 more seconds and then I may just give up because I am live. Of course, this happens. Sorry, buddy. And sorry, buddy, you're gone too. And we'll just cover this with something. Okay, there we go. Sorry, buddy. Okay, so I'm going to fix my bottom down here. Got a little bit distorted, but we will figure that out in just a moment. So I'm just going to grab a piece of white cardstock, which I magically have right here. And I am just going to grab this and I'm just going to put this right on top. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably just cutting off the bottom because my bottom is a little bit messed up. And that way I don't have to worry about that part. So like I said, I already have the double-sided adhesive on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a second and just put this right on top. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous with the black on the white? Oh, embossing with a cover die. Yes, Kim. Actually, you know, Kim, I'm up next Monday. I will make sure to do that. Embossing with a cover die. There's actually a cool look you can get with where it kind of looks like press plates. If you ink up your cover die, I do that sometimes as well. So there's some pretty cool looks to be had with cover dies. And you really, it's about stretching. You can also create your own stencils with cover dies. I do that sometimes. I'll create my own stencils by just kind of, well, you know what? You're just going to have to live there. So there's a lot you can do with cover dies. Okay, so I'm just going to end up cutting off that bottom. Oh my gosh. I just love it with the black on the white. I love it with the black on the white. So pretty. All right, so let's just do a little fit check. So that's what I was kind of going for. So see this little fit check. And that looks beautiful. So we're going to take this off, but we have this nice, beautiful pink bloom. So what I wanted to do was actually take some of my pieces over here and then fit them in. And one of the things I was going to do to show you how to use this is I thought this pink would be kind of neat in some of the locations, but actually I'm kind of looking at that and I think it's too bright. So I'm going to grab, this is from the Pink Brilliance set. Let me pull the Pink Brilliance set for you if you haven't seen it. And the Pink Brilliance set, which is not this one. I promise, guys, it's in here somewhere. That's red. There's a lot of glitter paper. Ah, the Pink Brilliance set. Where are you? Huh. Wow, the gnomes have been added. Ah, you know why? I pulled the whole thing out. That's why. There you are. Hello. Hello. All right, here we go. Pink Brilliance. So the Pink Brilliance set would be really beautiful here, I thought. And now that I'm looking at this, this is a little too bright. This is, I think, the Pink Ruby. And, oh no, sorry, that's the Tourmaline. And I really think I'm loving this Pink Diamond. I want to keep it a little bit lighter. So I think I'm actually going to go Pink Diamond. And these colors are just super fabulous. And it's really nice when you have these colors because it's already done. Altenew has this. It looks great on that one. All right, so I'm going to really quickly, because about 5 minutes left, of course, is I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to show you where I'm heading to. So this double-sided adhesive is really super easy to work with. So all I'm going to do is just pop off one side. And yes, you need nails or some sort of tool. And so I have a sticky edge. And then I'm just going to grab my paper and I'm just going to put it right down. And I just like to do a whole paper. And that way I can, I just have it now and it's sticky. So if I ever die cut from this, I now just have an entire sticky die cut. So I'm going to use my scissors here just to cut this little section off because I don't need this now. And I can always save this, use it for something else. And then I have this piece over here that's kind of sticky. So I'm just going to come in with some long shears and I'm just going to cut this little sticky edge and just toss that out. Now I don't need, because I only need pieces of this, I don't need to do the entire thing with Pink Brilliance. So I'm going to grab my cover die. which is right here. And I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. So give me a second while I get this set up. And I know you guys are looking at me and you're like, Amy, your math is not mathing right now. And I completely agree. But what I'm going to do is I only need a section of it because I'm not going to use the outline. I really just need these pieces in the middle. So I'm okay with that. All right, so let me bring in my die cutting machine. And I had to use my big guy before, so I hope this will work on it. And I'm just going to pop this just like here. And again, I'm just looking for some of these pieces. So I'm all right that this is only kind of partially die cutting everything. All right, I may have to use my other machine. There we go. Nope, I got it through. I do tend to use a, and I hope this made it through. We got some pieces. All right, I have to run that through one more time. I usually use my spellbinders a little too, needs a little bit more pressure for this because this cardstock is thick and the thing is thick and we're getting layers upon layers. But with sheer brute force, we will work it through. All right, so now I just want to show you kind of where we're headed to. So what I have here, and I know we got a couple of minutes. Oh, that's a great idea, Carrie. And yes, you're right, Miss Tamp. Just having that little container that kind of keeps all my little bits. Otherwise, the gnomes, you know how they like to take your little bits there. So that's why I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm just going to extricate this from my little guy. And again, there's double-sided adhesive on this, so I don't have to worry. And there's double-sided adhesive on all these little pieces. So I can just stick them in. I don't need to sit here and fiddle with glue or any of that business. So it's all just here. All right, so now I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to figure out a pattern. And I don't even have to fill up all these. I can just do a couple of them. So like if I grab this, just grab one that actually die cut through. Here we go. And because all of these are relatively the same size, this is going to fit, or I'm going to figure out where it will fit in. So you can start to see where it will go. Actually, this one goes right here. And then it starts to fit in like a puzzle piece. So I can grab a little gold one, put that in here. And then you're starting to kind of fit this through. And yeah, I was thinking about that too, Carrie, as I was going through. So die cutting at an angle, making sure that that edge is there. And then you don't have to keep the, the same pattern. Like I'm going to use a middle one over here if I can get him all the way up. It's not working there. Oh well. So like this little guy here, and then I can use some other pieces as well. So I can start to push this around and get all these little guys to where they want. But now when we start to put this together, and I'm just going to kind of cut this off. And then there's my card. So then when I put that in. So I just wanted to show you guys kind of what you can do with a cover die. And now we have these little rainbows, and I can cut this out in different colors. I'm going to have a green go into this other spot and then mix that up. And that green is just going to be Let Us Celebrate. I'm just going to put that green right on directly to cardstock and then add that in. And then there's my color. So I'm repeating those colors of that yellow and green and pink that were my inspiration for today. Oh my gosh, Tracy, this is really great. But you're right, Liz. It's like, and you don't need to fill the whole, you don't need to do it all, right? If you just take a little bit of sections and you're just doing some pieces, you don't need to do the whole entire thing. And that this way you're just kind of putting them all in, and you're just kind of messing around and adding them in. And you can put in, like, here we'll do a little bit, here we'll do this one over here. That one went right there. And so I'm also not keeping it where it's always going to be, you know, pink, yellow, green. I'm going to be changing up those colors. So sometimes I'm going to have yellow, pink, green. Sometimes I'll have green, pink, yellow, but I'm going to keep and kind of move all of those colors around. And you don't have to do them all. And that's kind of the neat thing about this is as you're putting this in, you know, you can leave some of them white. That is okay too. But having that black there, I think it's neat because it's really showing or showcasing that white and really kind of popping that white through. So, and the stencil, oh my gosh, let's go back and take a look. So this is that Build-A-Garden Blooming Delight, and you can see that tickled pink on there. And I wish you could see it in real life. It is absolutely just dimensional. Like, it's so amazing with that pink. And then we have that Let Us Celebrate, and then we have that Be Grateful on there. And again, it was just 3 colors. We're just using 3 colors and that lemonade stand in the middle. And then the scallop thing. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. And thank you, Elle, who was behind the badge today. I hope that you guys try this out. Join us over on the Altenew Facebook group. And of course, if you share anything on social media, please hashtag us with Altenew because we'd love to see what it is that you do. And I hope to see you guys soon, very, very soon. And I'm so happy that you were able to take a moment and let Altenew craft your life. All right, bye, everybody. I hope you have a fabulous day.